Okay, so let's get back into this. I had some problems last time where I lost my little window or palette that had my layer styles in it. So I had to go back and find where they were. I'd closed them, but I fixed that now. So I wanted to go back and show you how I intended to finish this layout. So I'm going to switch over to Photoshop Elements, and we are going to finish making the page, and I'm going to show you how I intended to put layers, to put shadows and stuff on there. There is that set of layer styles right there that kit that I had you guys get. This really good set. You can find this at Snap Click Supply. I'm going to go ahead and head back to my screen and head to this. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to make sure that all those layer styles are off. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and show you what I would do. So the first thing, before I add layer styles, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find the layer that's just above this chevron paper. If I can find it in the layer stack, I'll just click on it. And I'm going to add a layer right up here in the layers palette. This button here starts a new layer. And I'm going to go over into my shape tool. Normally when you go to the shape tool, a lot of times you see this rectangle. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to come down here to this icon and I'm going to choose the line tool. And what I am going to do with this is I'm going to create kind of like a hand-drawn border. And we're just going to use the line tool and the mouse. So if you look down here in the options bar, I've set the width. The width is set at 8 pixels. I'm going to back that off to 6 pixels, I think. The color of the line is going to be black. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to zoom about right here, and I'm going to you can see, if you look on the screen, you can see I've got these little crosshairs of this little plus sign. Some people, if they want a straight line, will just hold down the shift key. I don't like that look because I'm going for a hand-drawn one. So what I'm going to do is click down on the left mouse button, and I'm just going to drag with the line tool till I get to about where I'd like to stop, and then I'm going to let go. Okay? And that's drawn a line shape right there. Now I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to repeat this process, but I'm going to draw a line down. So I'm going to zoom out a little. Go. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the process. I'm not going to hold down the shift key. I'm going to cross that other line. I'm going to undo that because I want to do a better job. I'm going to cross the line up on top there a little bit. If I don't like the positioning, I'm just gonna undo until I get the look I want, and then I'm just gonna let go of the left mouse button. And then I'm gonna do that again, but I'm gonna come from the left and move over to the right and cross that bottom line just a little bit. And then I'm gonna finish the border by doing the same thing from the top to the bottom. I'm going to move it over a little. And we're going to crisscross that line just a little. And then I'm going to click the Move tool. And click anywhere in the editor, the workspace, to fix that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Oops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to hit the shift bar, which will give me this hand tool, and I'm going to move over a little bit, and I'm just going to look at this and this border I've created, and if I don't like it, I'm just going to use that line tool and create another little hand-drawn doodad there, just to make it look more hand-drawn and random, I guess is the right word. So that one looks okay. And I'm going to come over here and maybe just tweak this one a little bit with that line tool again. That didn't really work. Let's try that again. We want to be above up here. There we go. Okay. So I have created a little bit of a border there. So since all of those lines came in as their own layer, I'm going to click the top one, hold down the Shift key, go down to the very bottom shape. These are all part of that border I just drew. And I'm going to right click and click Merge Shapes. And then I'm just going to rename this. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and we're going to add these little drop shadows that I was talking to you about. So the first thing I usually start with are usually it's the paper or the frame. So I'm going to start with this chipboardy frame that's right here, and I'm going to click on my bar that says Styles. Now if you watch that YouTube video that I sent you to, you would see that you would have this Jennifer Burset Toolbox shadows in here. The way I've taught you to load in the styles, there aren't really little thumbnails showing you what it will do if you do it that method, by just the quick method. There's another way to do it, but it's long and complicated, and I'm not interested. If I hover over this, it will show me the names of each of the layer styles in this set. I kind of know where they are anyways, so I'm going to come up here in this frame. It's like a chipboard. So there at the top here, the top left, there's a style that says chipboard style. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And you can see that it's got a shadow, and it makes it look like it's popped up a little bit since it's chipboard. That shadow is a little strong for my taste, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to reduce the opacity from 36 to about 27. And I'm going to take the distance down from 19 to about 12. And that's just an estimate. It's not anything that is scientific. It's just how it looks to my eye. So that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to start with the paper elements here. So I'm going to start with this border that goes around this guy. And since I don't want to put it on the pattern paper layer because it's inside this mat here, this shape that I've created, so I'm going to apply the shadow to this rectangle. And I want the one that says paper flat, and I think it's right here, and it is. So I'm going to click that. Now if I zoom in, you can see that there's a bit of a shadow right there. It looks really nice. I'm going to do the same thing with this picture that's inside the mat. I'm going to go to its clipping mask, and since I don't want to have to go through and click this button every time, what I'm going to do is go up to the one I've already got a drop shadow on that I want to have the exact same shadow on, and right click. From this flyout menu, I'm going to choose Copy Layer Style. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here to this other this focal mask for this focal picture, and I'm going to right click again and put Paste Layer Style. So now if we look, we can see that the picture and the frame both have that subtle drop shadow right there. So I'm going to also apply it to these strips. Since I've already copied it, it's still on my clipboard. But what I'm going to do is go find these little strips, and I'm going to paste the layer style onto each one of these little journaling strips. I'm just renaming them because they don't have a name on them, and I want to come back and find them. And I'm going to right click, paste layer style. And I'm going to do that the same style on this journaling box. And I think that's these little word strips too. I'm going to apply those same, the same exact layer style by pasting the one that I've already copied. Since they're in different places in the layer stack, I'm just copying that over. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is this ribbon. There is a style for a flat ribbon in this set, so I'm going to go find it. Let's see where that is. Ribbon, bow, ribbon flat is this one right here. So I'm going to click on it. And that has kind of a darker shadow than I want under that ribbon, so I'm going to click the FX button like I did before, and I'm going to play with that. So the opacity is a little bit dark, so it's at 65%. I'm going to move that down to about 49. The distance I'm going to take from 19 probably down to, that's 13. And I'm going to leave the size of the shadow about the same, I think. Yeah. So that's good. Now I'm going to work with the flowers. So I'm going to click on this one right here. And it's right here in the stack. And it's not really chipboard. It doesn't look chipboardy to me, so I'm just going to find one that's called Paper Raised, is this layer style. I'm going to click on that one here and hit the FX symbol. And it's at 70% for opacity, so I'm going to move that down a little to about 61. And the distance to about size 6. And that's good. Now the other two flowers are right here in the stack, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that, right click on the layer and hit copy layer style. Then go here and put paste layer style. So now that's been copied to the other two flowers on the page, right here and right here. And I'm going to repeat this process with these green leaves. So I'm going to use the same layer style. I tried the chipboard layer style and it looked a little funny, so I'm going to hit Paper Raised, put it on that one, and let me see if I'm going to do any adjusting. I might just bring this down from 70% on the opacity to about 63, and I actually think I'm going to leave everything else alone. So now I'm going to hit Copy Layer Style, and I'm going to find those other green leaves that are right here in the stack. So I'm going to click on that one and hit Shift and hit the one below it, and they're both selected. And I'm going to hit Paste Layer Style. And that's that. Okay, so let me switch back. Let me just talk. That's the finished layout. I'm really happy with the way that this looks. I'm glad I was able to come back and share these layer styles with you, and show you how I would have chosen to finish this layout. Let me just, so anyways, guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. If you didn't catch the other two videos that I did before, you can go ahead and they're on my Common Sense Scrapbooking Facebook page in the videos section, and you can see the first video that I did where it's showing you what to do to get ready and what to buy online to do this video, and then the second video shows me scrapping this page like from start to finish. You'll see a few technical difficulties that I couldn't resolve in that video, but I resolved them in this one. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed creating this layout digitally from start to finish. remember to come back and watch the videos and pause them. Pause them and work on your page in Photoshop Elements, and then come back and watch the video a little further until you get your page finished if you want to. If you just watch just for entertainment value, great. I hope you'll like this page, and you can find me on YouTube as Common Sense Scrapbooking or Laurel Rogers, and you can watch some more of my videos there. Thanks for hanging in there with the technical difficulties, and I will see you later. Okay, bye.